Move on to Aidianfield Christian School. Andrew Henderson.
So, good afternoon, Medalzell councillors. My name is Andrew Henderson and I'm presently the Chair of the Board of Trustees of Aidianfield Christian School. And firstly I wish to record an apology on behalf of our Principal, Mr Mark Richardson, who can't be here today due to some PD commitments. And thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today in support of our submission. Perhaps by way of a little bit of background for those of you who may not be familiar with us, Aidianfield Christian School was formerly King's Christian College in Nash Road, was renamed in about 2007. We're a state integrated special character school with a roll of currently 325 students. In a similar vein to the previous speaker, we currently have about 27 different nationalities at our school, so perhaps representative of the ethnic diversity we have not only in Hallsville but in wider Christchurch. Just by way of brief background, school has been seeking for some time to engage with council in relation to the issues around traffic management along Aidianfield Drive in particular, and safety issues for our children. And we are very grateful for the recent meetings we've had with Councillor Galloway and staff to progress the matter. Our concerns or our issues really are set out in our written submission. I won't read it, I'll assume that you've read it. And I'm only going to reiterate very briefly some of those points today. Firstly, we're very supportive of the works that are presently underway at Aidianfield Drive to create a safe crossing place and a refuge through the current swale on the eastern side of Nash Road where it intersects with Aidianfield Drive. We understand this is the only place that complies with all relevant codes of practice in relation to site distances, etc. And we are grateful it's been constructed. And we also understand that refuges such as this in the school zones are related very closely to the school signs or school zone signs that go up around the roads, around the streets of Christchurch to alert drivers to the presence of the school. And as we say in our submission, we're very supportive of the Council's ongoing commitment to funding these signs throughout the city. We understand they are expensive and we understand that there must be priority given to various schools. In our conversations, we understand that additional funding has been made available such that our school can be done this financial year, and again we're very grateful. We appreciate it's not an easy task to prioritise schools who have very similar needs in terms of safety for their children. Our principal concern really relates to Aidianfield Drive itself. Aidianfield Drive was constructed some time ago. Obviously it complies with the various codes and rules and engineering standards for carriageway widths, etc. But it was constructed some time before the recent expansion in the Hallsville and Wigram areas. As you're aware, Wigram Skies and the various areas around have exploded with residential development, and we also have the new development coming at the end of Aidianfield Drive that's been promoted, I think, by Danny Mora and the various outfits there. That is going to significantly increase the traffic in the area and also coming down Aidianfield Drive. Those of you who are familiar with it and perhaps have either dropped kids or been past there during school day will know that it is busy. When parents are trying to park either at the side of the road, they will quite often pull up on the grass verge. When there is a bus coming the opposite direction, it's a terrifying place to be as a parent, not only as a child. And so we are concerned that increasing traffic pressure in the area will put increasing pressure on the road and in turn will increase the safety concerns that we have for our kids. We understand that in the future there may well be a cycle path created down Aidianfield Drive. And again, we just really want to raise with the council our concerns about that putting a cycle lane down Aidianfield Drive with the competing interests we have for traffic already will exacerbate an existing situation and result in further safety concerns. We do have a potential solution that we have raised in one of our meetings with Councillor Galloway, and just to signal that we are happy to engage with council to try and reach a solution. The school does want to be a good neighbour. We don't want to annoy our residential neighbours by parking on grass verges and tearing up the grass, but sometimes there is no option. At present there is a large reserve area outside the school that separates the school from Aidianfield Drive, and we'd just like to indicate that we would be interested in talking and engaging with council about the use of that, either as an option to widen the carriageway to provide a safer and wider road for people to traverse, whether they're cycling, whether they're in cars or whether they're in buses, And the other option that we'd like to explore potentially in the long term would be the ability to use that reserve area as a drive-in, drive-out, to take cars off the road when they're dropping kids off if they can't fit in the school car park, just to create an overall safer situation. That is really all that we wanted to raise. I'm sure we understand and recognise that these are issues that are not unique to our school, they're common to most schools throughout the country. But we do think perhaps the reserve area offers a unique situation, not only to school but to council, to create a safer passage past the school. Happy to answer any questions, but thank you very much for your time.
Phil?
Thank you for your submission, and I just wanted to ask you about the cycle path. Like, you seem to be really saying, look, there's insufficient space on that road, Aidianfield Drive, for a cycleway as well. So if in fact somehow it was widened and a safer cycle lane could be fitted in, is that something that would be helpful?
We'd certainly support it. We do have children that cycle. As a parent, I don't encourage mine to, just because I've seen the nature of the traffic. So I think providing more room for alternate modes of transport is always a good thing. And certainly if more room was available, it would make it safer.
This won't be a major cycleway, but in fact, if we have that cycling lane as safe as possible, would your school also promote safe cycling to school as well?
Absolutely, and we already do. We have a number of kids that do cycle. We have no problem with encouraging kids to cycle or walk to school if there's safe passage.
Great, thank you.
In terms of the cycle lane, that's not out for consultation yet, is it?
No, it's not. No, we just said that we'd be happy to engage with council when it comes.
But there will be a full opportunity. None of the cycleways go in without community consultation. Is that right? This is not a major.
It's not a major cycleway,
no, it's not an MCR.
But it could be potentially part of the network and something we could look at.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. No, well, that's good.
Yeah,
Any other questions? No? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sticks Mill Country Club Incorporated, Carl Barty.